All right, our second guest is a multi-talented professional who is a Nigerian actor, producer, television presenter, and a model, widely described as a Superman. He is one of the most sought-after actors after his superb performance in the Kemi Adetiba King of Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, the one and only Titi Kuti, a.k.a. Ade Tiger. I feel like you were one of my favorite characters, you and Sola, and you look like you enjoyed that role a little bit too much.
Is that what you think?
You enjoyed it a little bit too much.
Is that your reality?
No, it was hard work. Never get it twisted, man. Every character that you see an actor, you might have some bits and pieces of the person's personality resonating, but that's not who they truly are. So it's a character that was developed.
So when you first got the script, when you got the character and then you saw the script, how did you feel?
I was mind blown. Mind blown in the sense that I didn't look at that film from an individual perspective, not like this is going to be the film that is going to be it for me, or that is going to make me and stuff, but I saw a film that was going to be a defining moment in Nollywood, first and before anything, and I saw character descriptions like nobody else had done before, boldly. So when I read Ade Tiger, and I read the character Bible for Ade Tiger first to understand the character, and it was an enigmatic experience for a couple of minutes afterwards. Just imagining the mind of Kemi Adetiba to have the audacity to attempt something like this. Because there have been films in Nigeria that have had people like Ade Tiger, but it almost became a stereotypical description. Like you see them, you can tell they look like bouncers. Although I was built for but I wasn't looking like a bouncer. You know, I didn't have scars on my face. I didn't have a crooked voice. She attempted to tell the real mafia story. Like the real mafias don't look like that. This is how they look. They look clean, but you know they're deadly people. So the audacity of attempting such with a crowd of people who, you know, possibly they prefer to always see what they are used to. And, you know, still being able to invest that much to go much into it is what blew me entirely. And the same thing for most of the other characters. There was so much cultural inclusion, there was so much language boldly in KOB. So it was an all-round experience.
Yeah. Do you feel a certain type of way when these days people don't even call you your name, Titi Kuti? They just go straight to Ade Tiger. Do you feel a certain type of way?
I actually don't. The truth is, as an actor, you need to understand that there'll be, if you have delivered a role to exceptionally to a stage where people have had such an experience with that character, they will be emotionally connected to that character. And it's not something that you can take away. And that becomes a challenge for you as an actor too. I mean, for the longest time, most of you grew up in the 90s too, so I'm sure you didn't know Commando was actually Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it's Commando.
For the longest time, it was Commando. And the same thing goes for Sylvester Stallone. It was known as Rambo because of those characters they played. But they knew when it was time to evolve, to gravitate out of those characters, do more challenging things in comedy, you know, in romance, to show people that they actually have the talent for the craft. So for me, Ade Tiger is fine. I mean, I created Ade Tiger from 5 characters. So, 5 characters. When I read the script, Ade Tiger is a combination of Keanu Reeves in John Wick.
Okay.
Keanu Reeves
wearing.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves in The Matrix.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible.
Oh, okay.
3.
Wesley Snipes in Blade Trinity.
Oh, yeah.
4.
And Pierce Brosnan in Die Another Day, 007.
Wow, James Bond.
Okay, I mean, wow. All right, so the thing is, in the Nigerian, in the industry, actually, when people play a role so well, they tend to get typecasted. Is that something you're afraid of happening to you?
Oh, it's not a fear. The typecasting is coming. I mean, I have 5 scripts right now, and 4 of them are Ade Tiger in different names.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's only one film that seems a little different, and that might be the next project. I'm not going to drop the card yet, but it might be next. It's the only thing. It's about a Mexican cartel, and I was just an unfortunate tourist. And the film is going to be acted in Mexico.
Wait, is it Narcos Mexico?
No, it's not Narcos.
Let's know.
We would like it to be, though.
It's not Narcos. But you never know. I mean, things are happening. People are pitching things. And for me, I'm just happy, not because of myself. I've never seen this project from an individual perspective. It's always been from a higher, you know, seeing things from a higher plane. the doors that a film like KOB would open for Nollywood, the kind of conversations that it would expose producers and actors here to, the general growth of the industry. And it's happening. Like, we're hearing that more people, Amazon Prime and the rest of them, are planning to come to Nigeria because of the success that Netflix has made with KOB, as far as Nigeria is concerned. And Netflix is doing even more stuff. Like, I've done a couple of campaigns for them. I can't let the cat out the bag too. Because they are taking Nigeria.
This bag was so spinning.
There are many cats, so this bag was so cut out of your neck like this.
Have 9 lives, but now you have many cats. How many lives you can't get?
Plenty. The conversations are a lot. And that's my joy. We need to... It's time to take the global stage because the eyes of the world have never left us. But we just needed defining projects that will give us that center attraction that has cultural value and language inclusion. And that's what KOB was.
Oh, really amazing. So how have you been able to deal with social media, especially when KOB 2 came out, the fact that it was series? Some people did not wait till the end before they started calling out Ade Tiger on social media. And it was trending. Many people called you disloyal, called you different names. And then when you got to the end, everyone was like, have a friend like Ade Tiger.
Some people have not seen it.
Oh. If you've not seen it, you deserve to have
I don't know for you.
Okay,
at this point.
But at the end, everyone now started with the hashtag, a friend like Ade Tiger, be loyal like Ade Tiger. So before those people got to the end, how did you feel all the period you were being dragged? Your character was being dragged.
No, it's fine. The fact that's the crux of filmmaking, for you to be able to get in the mind of it just shows how believable the character was. Positive or negative. Although normally I'm not the first it's happening to. There are people in the industry that for the longest of time they're known for witchcraft. And when you see them, you think you have seen a witch or seen a wizard. So it just shows how believable you were. So I took that part as, okay, yes, it means I actually, because I didn't watch the film for the first 2 weeks. Yeah, that's how it is. Usually I like to get feedback first so that I will not miss anything when I'm eventually watching. Sometimes when you watch first, you might miss. So I wanted the feedback. So I think the first time I watched King of Boys was when a couple of friends of mine in Vancouver, producers and stuff, organized a watch party for me. It was 2 weeks after the film. So I'd gotten all the gbas. And then I'd gotten all the, so but it's all good. It just shows how much of an experience people had just watching me. And I feel entirely grateful and I'm humbled by the reception.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go on a quick break. And when we come back, our guests will still be here with us. Don't go nowhere.
Okay, as you can see, we still have the superstar actor Titi Kuti, a.k.a. Ade Tiger, where they chop meat for, exactly.
Okay, I have a question, right? Did you see the sexual tension between you and Oba comments that people put up? Like, you saw, you felt it, Abby? Like, at some point, I was like, are you sure that low-key?
Is that something that will come out?
No, running,
Like, that was mad.
I saw all of it, and it still boils down to what I said earlier. It means it just shows how believable the characters were. If you understand the storyline very well, you know that it will take a very sharp twist for that tension to become sexual. But the fact that it was that intense and people felt that intensity, it's a welcome development. Let the controversy continue going on. It's fine.
All right, so let's talk about Ade Tiger, the character, the actor, and then you, Titi Kuti, being a producer. You used to be a producer, then you transitioned to an actor. You still produce sometimes. So how was the process of transitioning? Was it easy for you to get roles, or it took a while?
It wasn't easy, to be fair. Actually, I started with presenting, then acting, and then I went into production, and I was absorbed there for like 5-6 years because of big format productions. So coming back to being an actor, it was difficult. And the difficulty wasn't... I keep telling people one thing, that if you have a passion for something and it's genuine, at some point you will have to, you swallow pride. So I was an associate producer on one of the African Magic programs called Hustle. And that was where it all started from. One of those days we had a couple of extras that came on set. Day players, not extras. And they were overreaching, expecting that we had no choice but to pay them extra money because they were already on set and we had no options. Anybody who has worked with me will know that if you bluff me, I will call your bluff at any cost. And that's exactly what I did. I went to meet the head writer and I told him, those 3 characters, write them into one, give the character this name and I'll be acting it. So he was very, very reluctant, understandably. But he couldn't say no because as far as it's concerned, if Channel should say, whose fault was it? He knows who to point. Go and meet him. And I did the role so well that that character became, from channel, they requested that that character remain a recurrent day player throughout the entirety of the series. So I come to set at 4:45 in the morning, do my production grind till 12 midday, go to wardrobe department, change into clothes, get on set, act as JD, get back to my dirty clothes afterwards, and and that went on for some time. And then I started to go for auditions, and I met a couple of people who were on my show as actors. Many of the ones I didn't pick, and they were nasty at me. You hear comments like, I got producer, they help us also this acting also. So, wow. But for me, as far as I was concerned, I have as much right to be here as any of you. I mean,
exactly.
So when you're on my set and I'm your producer, I will be your producer. But here, we are all taking turns to audition for the same thing. So I'll get in line and take my turn and go my way. So it wasn't easy per se,
Yeah. Especially
understanding that I was already in a sector of the industry that was delivering value. Yeah. I was giving me fulfillment already. But I wanted more. There was more. I felt there was more to give, even as a performer. So it wasn't easy. But I'm happy so far that the journey has come this far, and there's still miles and miles and miles to go. So I mean, looking forward to the next adventure. Yeah.
Is Titi Kuti back in Nigeria, or you're still shuttling?
No. So this is what I.
I know you have been waiting for that one. Like, you will not come here and be giving us.
Very true.
The night are flying. No.
So here's the thing. I've always told people that the closest thing to mathematics is creative content. It's a global language. It's universal. Everybody speaks it. One of my favorite films today is a film that won 5 Oscar awards. The name of the film is Apocalypto. There was not one English word spoken. Yeah. So that just means that I read subtitles. I've watched the film personally 4 times, and I read subtitles all 4 times. So it just means that regardless of tribe or wherever you are, or location, filming is filming. I can tell you that 60% of the actors in Hollywood don't live in Hollywood. Some of them live in Germany, some of them live in Toronto. I know some of them. I've seen them, like, some of them live in different places. But if this craft is, if you see this craft as how you make a mark in the world, you would see it as a call. So wherever the call is, I would show up. Be it Nigeria. I mean, is there any distance that is not a flight ticket? The only place you can go and not come back is heaven.
Chasing flights.
So here,
I'm in San Francisco jam.
It's to enter inside aeroplane and be coming. And the same thing if the call is in Japan or the call is in Singapore. Whatever the call is, I gotta show up. It's my duty.
Even Antarctica.
Anywhere, I will show up.
You'll freeze.
I will show
up. I love that. All right, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
That's it with our second guest. What are you watching?
You might be shocked that one Nollywood movie or series will just come out. You just see him inside. You know those bags inside.
Hollywood.
You know what I'm waiting for? A movie titled Ade Tiger.
From your mouth to the producer's ears. Yeah. If the Sola Sobowale is loud enough. I mean, we live to serve you people. I'm sure both Kemi Adetiba and Netflix are listening. They're going to watch this program. So from your mouth to their ears. If there's going to be an Ade Tiger spin-off, hold yourself. You guys should praise yourselves for making it happen.
Cat in the bag.